Sidharth, as you're aware, there are thousands of questions that your fans have been sending in.
Yes.
We have selected a few. Let's see, and let's try and take as many as we can. Okay, so this is Zaina from Singapore. After the success of Shershaah, what is the space you are at? Resting on your laurels, being extremely selective about the numerous opportunities coming your way, still waiting for the right project, none of the above.
Well, I actually dived back into work, which I was very happy about, because I think the best way to react to this kind of love and adulation, of course, I have an immense amount of appreciation, as we spoke before. But I think the best way to, it's a great motivating factor for any actor, for any creative person at my stage, that, okay, this is the level of performance, or this is the level of effort that has to go in from me. So I just dived back into work to get many of these response in the future. So none of the above. It's just I was happy I was shooting for Mission Majnu.
I'm about to do an interview with Rashmika after this interview. So any message for her?
Well, she's a new puppy mom, and she's obsessed with her pup. So I have not met her puppy. So say hi to her and her puppy if she's chatting from her house.
No, she's. I'm doing an in-person interview with her shortly. So.
You're doing in person. Oh well, yeah.
She's called you a superstar.
Well, she's been too kind. I think we've had a wonderful working experience. Rashmika, I've seen her first film. I saw it many years ago, Kirik Party, and I think it was meant to be for our film to be her first Hindi film. She worked really hard to get the dialect, an Urdu dialect. She has very expressive eyes and very expressive face. And I had read about that before. Her fans keep writing about it, and I could see it on camera. We just finished shooting, so I think Rashmika is going to be one person to look out for in Hindi next year whenever we release Mission Majnu.
All right, so this is Amin from Mumbai. What was the preparation Sid Malhotra did for Shershaah, and what was the routine?
Well, I by far definitely have lived with the script of Shershaah for the longest amount of time than any other script that I have in my career. And I think with that time and interaction with real people attached to the film, whether it's Vikram Batra's brother, whether it's his parents, kind of kept subconsciously preparing me for this lovable Punjabi boy who went on to become this very heroic soldier. So I would say definitely prep went into months before, sitting with the director Vishnuvardhan, sitting with our writer Sandeep. But I think for me, predominantly spending time and going to Vikram Batra's house was one that really changed me emotionally. It kind of gave me an immense amount of responsibility that this lovely, very sweet Batra family in Palampur is going to be watching this film many years later, or many months later at that time. And I felt that I have to give my best to justify their son's life story. So I think that was the biggest prep or the motivating factor that I needed. And the rest, of course, there's so many other factors which I've spoken about in the past, whether it's dialect, whether it's gun training, whether it's body language, whether it's action. And kudos to the whole team for doing it. I feel every film cannot be made by one particular person. So I was lucky enough to have a wonderful team who would help me towards pushing myself, and especially in my most passionate film, which is the life story of Captain Vikram Batra.
All right, this is Aryan Chaudhary from New York, USA. I saw you at the Dream Team Tour concert in New York. Your humility really touched me.
Well, even you were there, Faridoon. I remember you being there backstage and being with us for that show. It was our first show, all of us together, the Student of the Year team, and of course, rest of the actors. It was amazing. I think for us, we don't differentiate between any diaspora, whether we go to the US, whether we go to London, whether we would be in Dubai. There is a massive fan following for Hindi movies and Bollywood, and that's something that I grew up, always dreaming to perform in front of millions of or thousands of fans. And I think Dream Team really was kind of overwhelming in the beginning because it was our first. It was my first time performing. But by the end of it, I remember you've seen us being extremely tired and shuffling from East Coast to West Coast. But as soon as those lights would come on, we would be doing various things. I remember at one point we all started taking off our jackets and performing whether in ganjis or bare bodies a certain section. Because the energy was such. So I think the NRI, especially in the Dream Team, tour, gave us that immense amount of high and boost on stage that I will remember for the rest of my life. And I really look forward to doing it again, hopefully soon, with a fun bunch. But till then, hoping that things become normal and we can come back and meet them.
Right. So this is I've told you this in our previous interviews, but in Chicago there was this fan of yours who traveled 6 hours just to be there, and she was literally requesting that I just want to meet Sidharth Malhotra. Because see, even if I know that where exactly he is, I don't think it's a good idea for me to just reveal any details whatsoever. But you should be there at the concert. So yeah, so I've seen that craze for you, and we've discussed that in the past, and I'm glad that you are getting your due now. This is Kushagra Mishra from Varanasi. The question is, you have been playing the role of romantic lover in movie. Would you like to play some funny role, or what about playing a villain? You would look great as villain too.
I've tried negative, whether it's an villain or whether it's an ittifaq. So I've kind of dabbled with it in those two films, playing kind of grey shades. And comedy is something that I'm actually currently doing right now with Indra Kumar's film, which is Thank God, where me and Ajay Devgn come together for the first time. It's a slice of life comedy where which with a lovely message. And I think that's why I like this light-hearted film so much. So yeah, I think I've done the latter half of what they asked me, and I'm currently doing the first part of the question, which is the comedy film.
This is Sonam from Spain. Hi Sid, following you from 2012. Have a biggish crush on you. When will we get to see you in an intense rom-com movie? Just to tell you that you have so many fans here in Spain. Come soon here. Lots of love.
Oh, lovely. That's an inspiration for a dream team in Spain now. I'm getting ideas. Well, for me, love story is something that I grew up with, and love story is something that I've done in the very early parts of my career. Whether I consider even Student of the Year a love story between friends or between a lover, and then Hasi To Pasi, Ek Villain. So for sure, I think that's something that's a genre that I really love and enjoy doing, and it's just a matter of getting the correct script as of now.
All right, this is Purva from Jodhpur. Do you think being active on social media is important, and especially in times like this when nothing much is happening? And please be more active on social media, especially on Twitter. We fans miss you so much.
Oh wow, so sweet. Well, I feel we cannot ignore social media anymore, especially in my day-to-day life. It's something that I have and view every day. As far as being active, non-active, I thought I was pretty active in the last 2 months. Pretty much everywhere with Shershaah and my film. So I feel at least my friends have told me that I've been more active in the recent past. As far as Twitter is concerned, I love doing those one-off chats with all of them and just replying to them randomly. So it's a matter of me doing it next, and I hope I chat with this particular fan.
All right, this is Prashant from Bihar. Do you regret rejecting Badhai Ho?
No, not at all. I feel I do not think about scripts once I say yes or no. I think one has to just follow their instincts. There is no one way of going about your career. I think everything happens for a reason, and yeah, not at all. I was very happy to see the way it was and what it did for the whole team and the way the film came out. So.
Okay, this is Pratnesh from Nagpur. What was your family's reaction when they watched Shershaah, and especially your dad? What did he tell you?
It was one of my most emotional screenings, I would say, in Delhi, where because of this particular current situation, I was thinking maybe not, they will not get to see it on the big screen. So we were lucky enough through the Indian Army that we could do a screening in New Delhi, where we had not only my family but also Vikram Batra's family, and my dad was present there, and I was sitting first right next to my mother and my brother, and then I sat next to my father. It was extremely emotional for them to just have that sense of pride and smile, and they would always nudge me. जब कोई अच्छा scene होता है, they would just tap me कि this was good and do that. And of course, they all went silent in the latter half of the film, where it was extremely emotional, a lot of tears and extremely warm hugs. So yeah, they were very impressed. I think even for my family, my father, they were very very. They could see a more polished actor, as what my family said. तो ऐसे चलो मेहनत आपको भी दिख रही है. So it's very difficult to impress your own family at times, but I was quite surprised with their reaction because they were so overwhelmed with the climax that they were all in tears, and they felt that this is definitely my best. So that was my dad's reaction.
This is I say from Turkey. If you had the opportunity to work with Marvel, which superhero would you like to play?
I love the Marvel series, by the way. I think they're doing a fabulous job with all superheroes, trying to keep them entertaining and fun. I think it would be Thor or Captain America.
Yeah, I think Captain America should be really cool. This is Vivek from Rajkot. Dear Sid, if you're given that chance to do any action Hollywood movie, then what it would be and with whom would you like to work?
Hollywood action. I want to make Indian action films as good as the ones in Hollywood. I think that's the attempt. For us to have stories and thrills which are as good as the ones that you see internationally. As far as a particular film, I recently saw the new James Bond trailer, and I feel that's something that's such a classic character that at least my generation grew up with, and whether it's Pierce Brosnan or whether it's now Daniel Craig, it'll be really cool to have an Indian version of that. So yeah, we're hoping that we could come up with something on a script level and eventually build a character in India.
Aliza from Delhi, hey Sid, how do you feel receiving all the love and appreciation for Shershaah? We are waiting for you to get the national award for this film, as you truly deserve it. Lots of love to you always.
Wow, so sweet. Well, again, these it's not up to me to decide. As I said, I'm extremely happy that even this chatter is there. It's a great sense of appreciation and validation. And it gives me a great amount of boost to now gear up for my next films and hopefully give this level of performance for the years and years to come. So I don't even know when the next national awards are. We're just hopefully going to wait and watch and see what comes out.
All right, this is something about your fans from Kerala and also your favorite Bollywood actor, smiling face with heart-shaped eyes, Sidharth Malhotra. Jishnu from Kerala.
Oh wow. Well, as I said, I'm working with, Mission Majnu is something where I'm working with Rashmika for the first time. And she's, even in the past, I feel a lot of our North Indian girls have gone there. Even Rakul Preet has done enough work in the South. Rashmika has done, obviously, Rashmika's first Hindi film is here now with the Mission Majnu. So I have seen parts of Dear Comrade, and I think she was really good, and her first film. So yeah, I think I'm looking forward to introduce Rashmika to the Hindi audience now. So it has to be Rashmika as one of the actors from the South.
This is Kajal from Porbandar. What is your requirement for life partner?
Oh wow, is that a proposition? Well, it's not something that I can order. I'm not waiting for certain ingredients to come into it. It's just a sense of instinct. One has to be, I think the sense of connection is very difficult to articulate it. Two people have to be friends, have an immense amount of comfort level to have a communication, have talks about anything under their roof, and no egos, possibly no egos. So maybe these three things. I'll let her know once I find that person.
Have you met anyone who comes across, whom you have come across, who meets these requirements that you have?
Not as yet. As I was telling her that if I do, I will be sure to tell her as well. But it's very difficult to pinpoint specifics. It's something that has to come from the heart and something that has to connect with that person and have no inhibitions in front of that person and have a very, very genuine and real connection. So as soon as that happens, I will let her know.
This is Anamika from Noida. One quality that you really like about Kiara as a person?
I think Kiara has a sense of regularness. If you met her outside in some other country or a particular gathering, she does not carry the weight of being an actress. There's a great sense of normalcy in her dealings or in her social gatherings, and I like that. I think because I don't come from a film background again, so that's how I am when I'm off camera. And I think Kiara has a very similar vibe off camera.
Okay, this is so somehow the name is not here, but the question is, when you and Kiara will do an intense love story together, you guys are national ship with electrifying chemistry. So your fans wanted to do an intense love story with that.
Yeah, we've got such a great amount of love for Shershaah for our first pairing. Vikram and Dimple's character. Every day I keep getting messages on my social media for it. Well, it's just a matter of time and matter of getting the correct script and director. We would, at least I would love to do a love story with her. I think we've got so much love, so we have to really find a love story that does justice to this kind of pairing now in the future. So we've got our eyes and ears open for a script.
Congratulations for Shershaah. You're my favorite superstar. Siddhi, my question, you are biggest superstar Bollywood, loved by millions of fans worldwide, but how do you keep yourself so grounded after every milestone's success? How do you keep yourself grounded and stay humble?
I think it's a lot to do with my background, the kind of family that I come from, the city that I come from, Delhi, and also life journey. I've been in Bombay for about 14 to 15 years now. I came in my, when I was 21, 22, and I've pretty much seen various highs and lows, whether it's a college boy getting an audition to come to Bombay, whether it's me being a model, whether it's me getting rejected for an ad film, getting selected for an ad film, then get selected for a film, then getting rejected for it. So I've seen so many rejections, selections. I feel life is simple once you keep your head to the ground, and nothing lasts forever. So I think it's two combinations. One being the Delhi boy that I am, from the family that I'm from, and then B, the journey that I've had of so many ups and downs. So which always keep me in a sense of balance and kind of groundedness. That one thing is today, it might not be tomorrow. So what's the point of really attaching yourself and keeping it in your energy and living up to it? So I think these two factors. Possibly.
Okay,
I don't know actually.
I'll take this one last question. This is Pramit Sain from Kolkata. Please don't do any South remake. So these are like instructions from your friends. Please don't do any South remakes. Okay. Especially, please say no to DJ remake if this news is true. Do only original movies or inspired movies. Can't wait for Mission Majnu, and thank God we Sidians love you the most.
Well, I find it extremely endearing that these kind of instructions or kind of requests that come in from my fans. I feel because it is coming from a sense of love, for sure. And I will ponder about it. Don't worry, I will think about it, guys. But I'm really happy and excited that you guys are looking forward to Mission Majnu, and thank God. So let's take it film by film. And I will announce my next very soon.
I find it so fascinating that the fans, especially the way they stick around with their stars. Like, for example, your fans, they're called Sidians, and we've had many interviews in the past, and so you've had a journey. Some films work, some films maybe they don't. But the way they've stuck around, and they've been, I think, extremely loyal, which is fascinating. So how do you look at your fans who've been with you? Someone just mentioned that since 2012 she has been following you. What do they mean to you?
Well, I've been very fortunate and lucky, as you said, to have such loyal kind of fans who interact with me from social media from day one. I know I've met all of them, some of them, a big group, periodically over the years, whether it's my birthday, whether it's a particular function, whether it's an event. And I feel it's again, they connect with me on screen, which gives me a lot of inspiration and kind of gives you that sense of support that you're making some difference to someone's life. Otherwise, what's the point of performing when no one's really watching or feeling anything? I think as an actor, you want to make people feel certain things. You want to bring about some amount of change to their mood, to entertain them, to inspire them. And I look at them as a great source of inspiration because I've obviously had phases, whether good or bad. And when you get this kind of love and support from a from a very solid and loyal gang over the years. It always gives you that sense of motivation to really put in your best. So they're my true backbones, and I love and appreciate them all the time. And I really mean it whenever I say big love and respect when I'm replying to them. That of course I have a lot of love for them, but I also respect the time and love and energy that they give to me. It's a motivating factor. So thank you so much.